Yeah, it's Mr. Let's Get Active, Prada Jones, and I'm in the building. I just poured up with my fellas on beer and bottles. Now let's get active.
Yeah. Beers and vibes. Beers and vibes. Beers and bottles. Beers and vibes. Flyers. Bad as mobs. Pop. Vibes.
Yeah. It's your main man, BB and Louie.
It's the homie GL.
And it's Bids
and Bottles.
We got a special guest today.
Yeah. Prada Jones, Mr. Let's Get Active.
Let's talk to him. Clap it up for Prada.
Okay.
Clap it up for Prada.
My boy came in here icy. Burr.
Big burr.
Listen, man, I knew I was coming at, you know what I'm saying?
He had to show out.
When Prada meet Louis, this is what happens. You know?
Talk to him.
That got bars.
That sounds good. How your week was, GL? What's up with it?
Shit was Kaiser, you know. I had a little break from the pod, you know what I'm saying?
Right.
I had R&B Saturdays. We had a twerk contest, you know what I mean? I had Lizay come through with the fly shit on. They was going cuckoo in there, yeah?
I seen it on your gram. I was kind of jealous. You know
what about you, cuz?
I had COVID.
Oh, shit.
Yeah, it's only my third day.
Not my boy.
COVID. I just got my negative results 2 days ago. You know what I mean?
That's what it is.
I wasn't sure if I was going to do this or not. I said, to them negative results coming, I said, this is perfect. Tuesday, I'm going to the Chris Brown concert. I'm out of here.
Straight back outside.
Right. What's up with you, Prada? How your week was?
Week thus far, man, it's good. I be working hard on my lectures. Be going crazy with these different lessons I be teaching the people. So, you know, be having to lock in, you know what I mean? So, yeah, I just had one last night. So that was... My week is good now. I'm free. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Yeah.
So, you know, we like to really get everybody's origin story up here. You know, where it began for them. You know what I mean? And, you know, it's no different now. We want to really sit and have that conversation. Tell us where you from and, you know, how you arose from where you came from to this journey.
Man, we could be here all night, but like the short end of it, the short story is... Jersey born, right? I'm from North Jersey, South Jersey. I rep both because I've been at both at pivotal stages of my life, right? So I was in Newark from like up to age like 10, 11. I did South Jersey in high school.
Right.
And that's, you know, high school, that's like when you become you for the most part, right? But after that, at the high school, I came back up. And, you know, that's when I became me, for real. So it was like, you know what I mean? I rep both ends of Jersey. And
But you was born in Newark for the most part.
Yeah. You know what I'm saying? Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And for the most part, that's, you know, I love home. I love Jersey. I love Newark. I love East Orange. I love Essex County, for real.
Right.
So, but I wasn't always doing this credit stuff. I wasn't always, like, focused.
For sure.
You know what I mean?
Right.
So, like, just moving around in the streets, I always kind of been the leader of my circle. Always been the leader of my circle. Like, I always, like, was putting somebody else on.
Right.
And then there came a time where I needed a handout and I ain't had nobody to reach out to.
But what was you kind of doing in them streets? Were you more so on the robbery side? Were you on the selling drugs side? Were more you on the both doing a lot of different things? Were you gang banging? The people want to know.
I never gang bang. I always been around them because that's what Newark is.
Right.
Everywhere you turn is a gang member. You know what I'm saying? As a gang banger, as a gang member, it's like you can't escape it.
Right.
But those are people too, right?
Right.
You know what I mean? It don't matter like what, like we could have this argument that cops are gang members, right? We could say that anybody with a uniform could be a gang member, so to speak, right? So that really didn't mean anything to me. So, but at the end of the day, whether they wore blue, yellow, red, it was my man's, right? But I never got down with that just because I just didn't. For me, I didn't understand the background of gang banging. You know what I'm saying? So without knowing that knowledge, I never really got into it. I like the lifestyle. I like especially back in like the early 2000s, like it was kind of cool to be a gang member.
Shit, who you telling?
You know what I'm saying? Super cool. And if you wasn't that, then you kind of was like on the outskirts. Like you was on the outside of everything. So I kind of skipped that. I missed that. And part of that was because I was in South Jersey.
That's a good thing.
South Jersey didn't really do none of that shit.
Oh, they ain't really gangbanging South Jersey?
Not that early, I don't think.
Nah.
So
right now, they probably catching up to that.
At your age, what was your age introduction like to the streets when you knew, wow, this is probably going to be a part of me, something I'm going to be doing for a while?
Honestly, for me, it was right after high school, kind of like right before I graduated. I started like dabbling into the streets.
And what town in South Jersey, what town were you in?
Atlantic City.
Oh, you don't.
Oh, okay.
Atlantic City, the streets,
Atlantic
though.
City, like Atlantic City
streets,
crazy.
Though. Yeah, I'm about to say, that's the streets.
Atlantic City crazy, man. It's
Yeah, there's some homies out there.
Word.
Yeah, there's a lot of homies and there's some blood homies out there too.
Word. You know what I'm saying? But like I said, that wasn't always the case.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying? That's something new that they doing.
Yeah.
But yeah, so that was around the time I started playing around the streets. Like you asked me if I was robbing, if I was stealing, if I was slanging. What?
Right.
What was
like
your
factor of the streets?
The guy who you see now, kind of laid back, chill. That's always been my style. I like to get fly. I like to get fresh. I like to chill with the ladies. I like to be around that type
you was
of
the
crowd.
homie GL.
Right. As you should be.
You know what I'm saying? That was me. So I wasn't doing too much sticking up. I might have been in the G-Ride, but I was in the one, I got the old, I'm doing. That wasn't me, right? I was cool, like, give me the pack. I flip the pack, you know what I'm saying? I'm cool with them over there. I'm cool with everybody in all hood, so I'm going to run around with this and tell them I got it. You know what I mean? That was kind of how I was rolling, so.
Right.
You know what I mean?
And so, you know, I know y'all, what y'all had, Move Money? How did y'all like come together like as a conglomerate? Because I know there's a lot of y'all that do a lot of different things. You know, and I know
what's Move Money?
Right.
He was doing the music stuff. So we gonna touch on that. How do you go from the streets to the music to your team?
So the streets and the music, they kind of go hand in hand.
That's a fact.
You know what I'm saying? So if you in the streets and you're not rapping or you're not doing something, like that's like a dude that's in the streets, his level up is the music.
Right.
Like, yo, man, I'm making music now. Or I'm doing both. Like, I got one foot in the streets, I got one foot in the music. You know what I'm saying? And that's kind of how it was, because the streets feed the music. It feeds the studio time. It feeds the videos. That's when you start seeing like, oh, damn, bruh shining, bruh looking good, bruh, he moving. Because the average rapper can't afford to do that.
Fact.
The inspiring rapper cannot afford to go to the studio. He can't afford to put the drip on. He can't afford to keep fresh. So, you know what I'm saying? That you start seeing that the rappers are starting to become street dudes rather than the street dudes becoming rappers.
Because the overhead.
Because of the overhead, Louis. You know exactly what's going on. So for me, it was the opposite. I had the money, and I like also, once again, I like the image. The image of the gangbang, the gangbanger, the gang members. I like the image, so I hung around them, right? Then I like the image of the rapper, so I'm like, you know what? I want to do that. I want to do that. I can afford it, so I'm going to do it. So it became a challenge.
Right.
You know, the dudes around me was nice. They was rapping, and I wanted to be like, all right, yeah, I can afford it, but I also want to show up and show out. Like,
I want to compete.
I want to compete. I'm a competitive dude. I'm real calm with mine. Like, I'm not going to be all aggressive with it. Like, yeah, I'll rip you apart. I'm not the battle rapper, but you're not going to leave me on the track neither. You know what I'm saying? Was
it passion? Like, I'm just, because you know, we talking about the money, we talking about the glitz, the flame, the reason you liked it.
Right.
But what about, so did you ever love it? The music, that side
I love music, period. Like, I mean, I think everybody from the urban cities, like, kind of like fell in love with music at some point because it was inspirational. It got you through things. You know what I'm saying? We always listen to music when we was having a moment like, all right, somebody might have died. You might have threw a record on. Like, that was your favorite record because of that. You know what I'm saying? So we could always reflect the certain parts of our lives based off the music. So I had that passion for music. I loved that. But to become a rapper, I never really, I wasn't really interested. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Until I understood that shit could change my life. Like, you know what I'm saying? That the reason why I rap, because I like money. Straight up.
Do you think getting into rap changed your mindset for the business?
Yes, I would say so. Yes, because I played both ends of the business. I played the CEO, and I played the artist.
Right.
So I seen it from all different angles. And even doing that, I had to understand where I like to fit in at. I have the passion, I have the ambition to show up. So I'm gonna go to the studio, I'm gonna rap, but really I wanna be behind the scenes and be pushing the buttons. Yeah, I wanna be the boss. Like, I don't mind getting up there because that's who I am. I have that in my heart. I'll show up, right? But that's not really what I want. Like,
what type of rapper was you? What you was rapping about? So like that.
Man, like when you ask me what kind of dude I was outside, that's what I rapped about.
Laid back,
get money.
Fuck with the hoes.
That's it. You know what I'm saying? I can't rap about something I don't do. You know what I mean?
He wasn't no backpack.
I'm gonna be honest with you. I always.
Nah, I wasn't backpacking.
Nah, he wasn't backpacking.
I wasn't backpacking.
I always appreciated the music, but as sometimes when you shot videos, I just felt like some of the imagery didn't match how you should have been.
Sure.
And I think, but I don't think it never was the songs. Sure. I always think your songs was already like, it's me keeping it honest, but you always look the songs was fire.
I appreciate that.
You know what I mean? I'm like, this song's fire, but maybe, and in rock, you always had to write directors, but I just thought that like how it's supposed to, like how you're supposed to be portrayed in here probably. Right. That's my personal opinion.
Yeah, but you see, that's another part of it too. Like, you got to understand that you may not have the vision, right? Because that's what we were doing. We was coming up with all the visions and telling whoever behind the camera, shoot this.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? And we might not have been the best fit for that. We should have had somebody else for that position.
Right.
Like you told me off air, that for every year you're going to put another piece to your puzzle that makes your business grow.
Facts.
We weren't doing that.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? We weren't doing that. It's like, yo, we're going to do it in-house. We're going to do everything with us. We don't need nobody. We got it. And that's the wrong mentality in anything that you do in life.
I always say, my mind is, I like to think, man, I could be wrong. I like to think my mind is different than a lot of other people because I got something called transitional thinking.
Sure.
You know what I'm saying? Yeah. I don't mind leveling up and leaving people.
Right.
It never bothers me. If my barber's ass and I get a better one, I'm going to go.
That's it.
And if I got an engineer and it's a better one, then I'm going to go. We still got a great relationship.
Right.
But if it's a better one, then that's where I'm going to be going. And if this is my guy, the engineer my guy, if he willing to come with me and learn from this engineer,
there you
then
go.
He'll go with me. The moment that he don't want to go and roll with me, you got to go and do your thing.
That's that.
You know what I mean? You see, I transitioned. I had these other two bums as my host, and I had to go level up.
That's not my boy.
I'm joking. That was my brothers, man. I'm playing around.
Yeah.
Those are my guys. But yo, I wanted to double back. We talked about your origin story, but we skipped the intricate piece.
Yeah.
We talked about lifestyle, but not parenthood. Who raised you, how they raised you, and just how did you come to be?
So, my family from West Africa, Liberia.
Strict.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying? And my mother, she came to the States when the Civil War broke out back in her home, right? And that's when my father passed away at during that war.
What was that, in the 80s?
That was in 89.
Wow.
Right.
So you were born there?
Yes, I was born there, but I came here when I was about 8 months.
Oh,
I'm 89, baby. I just turned 33.
You was my age. No, you're not my age.
How old are you?
I'm old. Prada, I'm old.
Big
Prada.
homie Louis, man.
Not my boy.
Big bro. Big bro for real. Yeah, I just turned 33, July 19th, man.
Oh, you a cancer boy like me.
Yeah.
July 10th.
Sorry to hear that.
I never forget it. I know my
That's why his mind, like, you see why he went it?
Yeah, I see.
It's a cancer thing. You notice that? Most of the rich niggas is cancers? Go ahead.
That's
I don't know about that part.
They either Kansas or Aquarius. You see Oprah.
Word. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, so she came over here and she raised 6 of us. You know what I'm saying? She brought me and my closest brother in age, that is. She brought us both here in 89. We lived in Brooklyn to begin with. Then we moved to the Spires. We lived in the Spires for years until we moved
your
to
mom's
Langston.
got it out the mud. She to be respected.
Real talk, man.
Nothing but respect on her name.
Appreciate that, bro.
Spires rough.
Real talk.
No,
Yeah,
not just the fuck Spires. You just come from a war and make the transition.
Bigger than the Spires. Word, man.
She
like,
just said her husband just was the one passed away, his dad, and she came from Africa. You talking about
landed in a
Spires.
whole nother country.
Yes,
Yeah, they talking about Spires.
Left her whole life.
The hood we know. You know what? The hood you know.
I'm a North nigga.
The hood you know. Yeah, this nigga, boy.
You know what I'm saying? But for real, no matter where you at in the world, like shit is rough. But when you go to certain parts of Africa, bro, it's like beyond rough. There's no way out certain muds over there. You know how we can really like buckle down over here, get our mind together, get with the right people and blow? There's no chance of that over there.
Right.
Everybody's like struggling.
You on a haystack.
You on a haystack.
You gotta go. You gotta go down to a park that somebody's trying to develop and meet a guy that's developing the park, and then just so happened out of a million,
they picked you. Just the whole bags, and then your whole story changed. You know what I'm saying?
You asked the right question.
Right.
How did you get that shirt?
Right.
Where's the name of that?
Right. Something just like that. Like, be like, yo, you know what? Nobody's ever asked me that question.
Right.
And then, you know what I mean? The Cinderella story. You know what
I'm saying? Right. Then you get your slippers and you go. So from there to like, you get your slippers, there you go. To the Cinderella story. So, but look, how did that, so when your mother did all that, so on and so forth, you know, she put that work and she really probably came up, we really got it legally.
Yeah.
How did you, let me say this, let me rephrase that.
Yeah.
When you started dealing with the streets, you know what I mean, doing what you're doing, did you go to college?
I did.
You did go to college?
I was hustling in college, while in college.
And then when you graduated, you didn't probably become a doctor or whatever she expected you to be.
Nah.
What was her feelings and views on what you were doing then?
So I went to school because of my mother.
Of course.
Right? That's what we all do that for the most
part, big ass shoes to fill.
Yeah, I'm like,
you know how big those shoes is to fill?
I went to Rutgers in New Brunswick. I graduated from there. I actually went to jail the year I was supposed to graduate. Not many people even know that. I went to jail that same year I was supposed to graduate. And when I came home, it was
how old were you?
Like 20, 21. Yeah.
How long you was locked up for?
I did like 18 months. Something like, you know.
Oh, that's still a bid.
Yeah, it's definitely a bid.
Something like
anytime, I mean, because man, you start saying them type of numbers around some dudes that's in there, like, you know. But for real, it ain't for no man. That place ain't for no human being.
What county you was in?
I was I went downstate. I was
Oh, you went downstate?
Yeah, I was in Bordentown. I was in BT. Yeah, I was in BT.
Then you went downstate for a drug. First
time downstate.
Hold on. Your first charge, you went down.
I've been getting charges since a young buck. You know what I'm saying? Stupid stuff. You know what I'm saying?
But you got to bring us the backstories, then bring us down to the bed. This is what I'm saying.
They got tired of me, man. They got tired of me in Atlantic City doing nut stuff. Like, it wasn't nothing crazy, though. It was always just like little stupid young boy shit. Yeah,
shit like that.
You know, back then, everything is a charge. Little E-pill, little weed. Like, you know what I'm saying? And you just go get a slap on the wrist. But as I became an adult, you know, back in my circle, like, if you know Africans, you know what they do. Like, you know what I'm saying? They super scammers. That's who I resonated with. Besides doing the other stuff in the streets with, you know what I mean, a little harder stuff. And I mean, we, you know, all this, I don't know how deep we go on here, but
nah, it's cool.
The scamming was really what I liked.
I got a question. Hold on. Before we get to that, we're not about to do this.
I'll be honest.
Hold on. I got a question. What that question is, the homie GF?
Fuck all the small
talk. No, because you almost stole my fuck all small talk question. On the credit side, did you ever scam somebody in the beginning doing the credit coming up?
So you see, now I ain't gonna lie, and not just because I'm here, but by the time I decided to go in the direction of credit, I already knew the ins and outs. That's why I even picked that lane. You know what I'm saying? I knew the power of credit. I knew how to move around with the banks. I knew how to send letters based off my past. You know, the stuff that put me in jail. For real. So that's why I felt so good in this space. That's why I move around the way I do in this space. But nah, never scammed anybody with that. Because if you come from that world, you understand it's too easy. I would never take Louis J's information to go scam. If you put that trust in me, I'll never do that, right? But because if you coming from that scamming world, you know, the dark web got everybody's stuff.
You ain't gotta go.
I don't need to take anybody that I really know. Like, you know what I'm saying? I'll never do that.
You was really for that. Yeah.
Exactly. You know what I'm saying? So, I mean, the newbies might do stuff like that. You might see stories about that online, but for me, I would never do that. I wouldn't have to. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Yeah.
So
My boy's solid. He's solid.
My boy's solid. So go back to the story. You was fucking with the scammers back in the day.
Yeah. So with the scammers, where we was at? We was on our
about to go to the bed. You did a little lot of small shit.
Sure.
And now you about to
So you know what I'm saying? We did a little that's what I was getting at. We was talking about what was going on in that early 2000s too. Also, not just gang banging, but a lot of scamming was starting around that time.
Right.
They was dropping the checks, they was doing all that. And that's what I got caught up with. You know what I'm saying? So we was doing that at a high value. You know what I mean? It was crazy. Most of the guys that I was running with, they went to the feds. I was able to just skate off with what I got, you know what I mean? I got hit with.
Months.
Yeah, my little 18.
Did somebody tell on you? Like, how did you get caught?
Yeah, it's always the story, man, where the female tells on you. You know what I'm saying? A female get caught up. They start hitting them with we're going to take your kids. We're going to do this. And, if you've never been in that situation, then you don't know how to act in that situation.
Right.
You've never been prepped for something, then you just going to react off emotion. And, they couldn't do half of the stuff they was threatening her with, but, she went that direction and she gave up a name and, I ended up in jail.
So after this happened, right? And did you ever see this lady again? And if you did, what was the reaction?
To be honest, man, I ain't gonna put no names out there, but she's like family, right? So she's the baby mother of my cousin. You know what I'm saying?
Damn.
So it's like
ain't shit you could do.
You can't do nothing. You can't beat up on her. You can't send nobody after her. It's just like,
charge it to the game.
Whatever, man.
It's part of the process. Trust the process.
Let me tell y'all my little scamming story, right? I let niggas try to pop my card.
Yeah.
Nigga wrote the check. It's supposed to be for $5,290.
Yeah.
Nigga added a zero. Shit was 52,000. You heard? My man's at the bank called me like, yo, what the fuck did you say? 5,000. He said, yo, don't come nowhere near here. Don't touch it.
Yeah.
Them niggas calling me like, yo, here, take your card back.
Yeah.
I said, pop off to the ATM, yo, take out whatever they let you take out.
Yeah.
Mike, that wasn't me, you heard?
Yeah. That's
50, I'm like, how the fuck you add
how much you took out?
This shit cleared, though.
The 50 cleared?
Yeah, because it was a new bank. It was TD Bank North.
How much the whole thing cleared?
Shit cleared.
So why you ain't take?
Did you hit 52,000?
I would have got 10 apiece.
Crazy.
Let me tell y'all my scamming story.
Them niggas gave me the card back. They ain't want no parts of that, you heard?
Yeah.
Let me tell you my scamming story. You got one scamming story, right?
Only one?
Only guy. Dang, but I'm only kids. I only scam once. Let me tell you something. I used to think scamming was for like no disrespect. No, because I'm. Hey yo, mute what I just. What's the name? What I just said?
He said.
You gonna what's the name? What I just said? I just thought scamming was for those type of people.
Right.
Like, so I wasn't really for it, right?
Yeah.
My girl cousin. I ain't gonna say her name, but everybody know Buster. So Bus Gotti older sister.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? She hit me. She was like, Louis, came pulled up on the block. I'm outside. I used to be outside with dreads and no shirt on, tattooed up. I used to be on some dumb shit, big ass gun on me. That's, You know what I mean? That's whatever it was back when it was what it was.
Yeah.
Long story short, she like, Louis, you want to make a quick 2 bands real quick? I'm like, yeah. She's like, yo, I got these money orders. I just want you to go cash them real quick.
Right.
Cash like 4 money orders from her in South Orange at the spot.
Right.
For like 8 bands.
Right.
She gave me like 2 bands. And was like, yeah, I appreciate you. That's all I just needs you to cash.
That's it.
My dumb ass not knowing was because I'm a street nigga. I'm outside selling drugs.
Yeah.
2019. She like 23, 24. But even though she's 23, 24, the shit she was doing, she was like 28, 30.
Right.
You feel me? She was on a different type of time.
Too.
You feel me? She was gorgeous too. But that's my cousin. I don't
That's your cousin. Ain't my cousin. Hey.
So I wound up, what's the name? But I ain't catching no charge for it. I just was one of those guys that was doing that at that time. Yeah. And that she knew at the what's name. So I 100% know what you going through.
Right.
So now we going to transition to, what we going on to now today. Like, we spoke about the rap.
Yeah.
And that's what I knew you for.
I'm guessing you quit rap.
Right. Well, me rapping and pursuing rap, I look at it a lot differently now. I'm more so focused on making records. If I did anything, I would make a real live record and attach it to a project, attach it to like the intro to a podcast, things like that.
Movie or something.
A movie, yes. So me and Rock Davis, we shot a movie. Me and Rock been rocking so long that we had to do a movie together.
Shout out to Rock.
Oh, that's the shit that's coming out in September?
Yeah.
Are you a part of that?
Yeah.
He's like, yo, Louis, I need to come up here in September. I'm about to have a movie. So you probably be back with him probably.
Yeah, I should. I definitely would love to.
Shout out to
You know
Rock.
what I mean? Definitely. You know what I'm saying?
He's like, I need a part of your... You know what I mean? This is a new podcast, but I don't know if you know, the streets hours right now.
Yeah, as it should be.
Right.
Yeah.
I think we just providing the right pieces. The homie GL, you know what I mean? He matched my fly. Also, he speak the same language we speak. Not saying the other dudes couldn't before that, but it's just something special.
Chemistry, man. It's chemistry
that's
there.
different
You know what I'm saying?
than, you know what I mean, other relationships.
And it's not just that. You learned from the do's and don'ts that you didn't like from the first time.
part. Yeah,
right.
First thing, you know?
Everybody... You know what I mean? Everybody benefited.
The facts. Everybody
we appreciate you, GL.
Look, they hated me.
His name's got his own.
Name's got his own pod, and he got his still.
Rico out on tour shooting shit. You know what I'm saying?
One thing about me, man, like you always said, like you just said, you're a cancer.
Yeah.
So our first mission is not just money; it's to provide opportunity.
Yes, always. It's always how it is, man. Even while you making the money, you still thinking of ways to put others on.
Right.
That's just how it goes.
And you know,
you can't escape it.
And the tip of the iceberg, a lot of people don't appreciate it. They say it, but their actions will say something different.
Right.
You know what I mean? And then some of those.
So why they say y'all cancer so sensitive and emotional?
Y'all say we sensitive because y'all don't like a lot of. We in my group chat. Let me tell y'all something. Let me ask y'all something. Right? You know my group chat, right?
Yeah.
I say
don't
a lot
lie,
of times.
Prada. Don't lie.
I say a lot of times my.
Okay.
I.
Right.
Mine.
Right. But think about this, bro. An idea grew from my brain.
Yeah. Sure.
And I let people have a part of it.
Sure.
Right? And they help me grow the idea, right?
Yeah.
But they have a problem when I say it's mine instead of ours. And I think sometimes it's misconstrued because even though I'm saying I really mean we.
Yeah.
But still, I do mean I.
I mean,
you definitely mean I.
I ain't never said I didn't. You know what I'm saying? I ain't never told you I did.
In terms of what? The show?
No,
anything. That's Louis.
Let me tell you something, bro. I only do things that I love to do, right?
Right.
And I only do things that I can put up for.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
Ownership a big thing with me. You know what I'm saying? Me personally, let me just tell you, fucker, I ain't even about to go to this. I'm about to beg you after this anyway. So look, so anyway, I've been on a 7-year road for a book bag drive. I got a partnership with
that's solid.
With McDonald's.
Okay.
Shout out Mick Boss Lady.
It's been, you know what I mean, Mick Boss Lady. Now, I currently just grabbed Crayola, so now they about to be a part of it as well.
It's official, man.
Yeah, you know what I mean? I've been doing this for 7 years.
Yeah.
Now, all the 7 years, I asked sponsors, my guys that I grew up with, you know what I mean? GL, Mel, you know what I mean? You know, just God, T-Rob, guys I knew from birth. I like to say birth. Love of my guys, these my brothers. They always, I told them about it the first year I need y'all as a sponsor. I ain't never have no especially the homie GL, like, you know what I mean? Not just the homie GL, all of them, but I'm going to say specifically because he here.
Yeah.
But not the homie, you know what I'm saying? He going to be active with it. He going to come. He going to show the love to the kids. He ain't going to play with it. He going to add his ideas and what's the name. So when I said it, I was like, you know, I was like, yo, we back, baby. I said, we back, fellas, with the book bag drive. And then somebody said a joke, and I said, because somebody that's new to the group, that's my brother.
Right. So they mentioned his name. You talking about Prada?
He know who he is, though. He know who he is.
Yeah, but
I met him through him. AJ, I'm talking about.
Right.
Remember, I met y'all through
AJ.
Yeah. AJ, I'm like, you know, that's my brother.
Yeah.
But I only knew him since 2018.
Yeah.
And he was at my wedding in 2020. So that tell you the extent of our relationship. Solid.
Yeah.
My brother. Long story short, AJ do a book bag drive now as well, but obviously I'm adding them to what we got going on.
Word.
And I say, it's a joke though. We joking because I don't want to do because dudes is thinking, man.
Yeah.
I say, man, I don't care about what this 1 year Lord. He ain't gonna, you know this is a joke. We shoot.
Yeah.
And I said, I've been doing this 7 joints.
Yeah.
I'm talking about my book bag drive.
My bad.
Yeah.
These guys attacked me. 12, 13 of them.
Yeah.
But you know, it's all because it's me.
Right.
For some reason, I feel like niggas in the chat be wanting to humble me.
Right.
Got to.
You don't got. Why you want to humble me?
You ain't gotta feel like
let me shine.
You know.
What's your feelings? What's your thoughts?
I'm just saying, like, overall, there's always I have when I talk to my group of people that help me get to where I'm going or where I'm at now, I make sure I use the correct words. Like I never say I. It's always a we thing because though y'all tight, right, and y'all been together for this long,
right?
If I jumped in y'all group chat, you know what I'm saying? Or maybe I'm not a good example because I already know your style, right? Somebody new, a new investor, and hear you talking like that, they may take offense. Like, well, damn. I mean, I just gave this brother 100,000, but yet he's talking this my, I. You know what I'm saying? So I just try to make it. Words could trigger a lot of different emotions in people. So I try to make sure I'm always on the up and up, especially with my team.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? I don't want to offend nobody. But if we have to get it there, we get it there. But I won't, like, because, you know what I'm saying? Once again, you are the face, right? You are the front runner. You are the trailblazer. But somebody may be feeling like, all right, I gave him 20 last year. Maybe this year I'm going to give him 5. Right. Because I ain't really feeling how he acting. We all laughing about it in the group chat, but when it's time, it's time, y'all. For mine, it's my time again, y'all. Bring that bread in.
And I'm not going to lie, they're a big portion of, so we do 400 to 600 book bags.
That's
GL bring 10 to 25 book bags every year with supplies. Yeah. With 10 to 13 other dudes.
Yeah.
I wouldn't be able to do that by myself.
You need that. You need that.
You know what I mean?
So, you know what I'm saying? GL's your brother, but like, you know, if it grows beyond the circle, you gotta be, thoughtful about everybody's emotions.
You're right, but I don't even put those guys in the group chat.
So all right, but then it's all good.
Right.
Y'all know, bro.
Don't get us wrong. The jokes is the jokes.
Yeah.
But we all know what he mean by it. But we gotta
you still gotta pull him up.
We know you started this. You don't have to say I to us.
Still gotta pull him up. Yeah, like, bro, we understand.
So when you get a chance to get him, you gotta get him.
These niggas don't be understanding, bro. This nigga wanted to look this. I'm not gonna say that because that's going too personal. But this nigga, he wanted a piece of everything. I said, bro, do you know why? Yeah, bro, you ain't gonna just debo me, bro.
Word.
Fuck wrong with this nigga GL.
And my brother's keeper.
Yes, I am.
So let's go back to you, bro. Let's go back to you.
We on it, man.
But this, we pop. When I told you, when you came up here, I said we're going to be talking about a lot of different things.
Yeah, for sure.
Right. So I want to know, like, I know GL asked you the question, was the rap when you still going in that, right? So I met you 2 years ago, right? And in those 2 years, you was pieing, rapping, and I don't know what you was doing in the streets. It's not my business. You know what I'm saying? I don't know what you were doing. So, but what I do know, I know that you was pieing and doing the music, right? Yeah. So in that transition, because I didn't, let me tell you what really happened. I didn't really see that you was doing a credit thing, right? I want to know where the transition came about, and not just you doing a credit, right? But just being a content creator, because that's two different things.
Absolutely.
Yeah, the message is one thing, but the content is another.
Absolutely.
And you're consistent with it too, so you could tell.
Consistent, and then it looks beautiful, right? So you know what I'm saying? I said, damn, this nigga, hold up. I'm like, this is not Prada. I'm like, hold up. Then now I find myself as becoming a fan. I don't act how I be 100 with you. I'm like, yeah, I'm a fan. I'm a Prada fan.
Yeah, my God. Yeah.
Because, anybody that's telling the truth or I can get a message from, this just helped me.
Yeah, for sure.
You know what I'm saying?
For sure.
And then you hit me. I remember you hitting me 2021. He was like, yo, bro, I'm going, I believe you was in Detroit or somewhere. You was like, I'm doing some houses. I think I'm going to start like developing like a housing type of group, I guess you believe it, or whatever you were doing. He was like, yo, I might hit you. So keep your line open. I'll hit you to become a investor. So
hell yeah, bro.
So talk to me about, where it became for you, like where it first started. Talk to me like around the podcast, like 2020, 2019-ish. Talk to me around it. Because that's when I started seeing the content, 2021 type shit.
All right, so even around that time, I was dipping and dabbling with the credit. Even actually before that time, I've been in the credit space since I understood how credit works.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So I always been fixing people credit around me. I always been taking care of my mom's credit, my girl's credit, whoever credit that was around me. That was kind of something that I did like
as a person.
Yeah, like just if I know you and I'm like, yo, you know about your credit? Nobody ever really talks about their credit.
For sure.
You know what I'm saying? We in a day and age now that everybody's kind of like becoming more aware about it and getting educated on it. But it's always been a thing for me because I always knew what it could do. I actually wasn't implementing it as strong, obviously, as I am now, but like getting cars and getting loans and stuff, that's never been an issue. Right. Never, ever been an issue. Like every car that I ever purchased, it was no money down, you know what I'm saying? Check from the bank, You know, straight to the credit union, we
Low
get the whole
interest.
check. Yeah, low interest, everything. No down payments. We going to getting that car.
So being as though you've been helping so many people with their credit, what is something you normally notice that most people have fucked up on their shit?
It's usually collections, man. That's where it starts at. Like, if you never intentionally just gave your credit away, like, you know what, I have this credit card, I owe some money to this credit card, and I'm just not gonna pay it. That's when it becomes a charge off. But for the most part, collections, like when you left that crib on 10th Street and you had the PSNG there and you didn't shut it down, they kept billing you, and at the time, exactly, then boom, now it's a collection on your credit report. It'd be little stuff like that. Medical bill, you went to the doctors one time, you didn't pay the copay. Now you got a collection. You know, it'd be little stuff sometimes. Most of the time.
So let's talk about asset control, right? I heard you talking last time. You was speaking about remember I believe you was saying don't give your child the house.
Sure.
You know what I mean? I guess you was saying like make a custodial, which is a business, so on and so forth, and then let them control the actual business.
Yeah, I seen that clip.
Take us to the steps of how do you do this? How do we develop the LLC, then transition it from an LLC to probably I'm guessing.
So it's all levels to it, right? And if you're interested in getting funds and funding from the banks, you got to go a different direction than asset control.
So break it down.
Okay, so if we're going for a bag from the bank,
30,000. We want 30,000.
30 bands from the bank, and truthfully, that ain't no money, right?
Right.
You could get that easily. I ain't saying it's not money, period. Like it's it's small, but it's very easy to attain from the bank.
But not a 400 credit score can't do it.
400 credit score is not going to do it. Nobody should have a low credit score.
I got one, but go ahead.
We got to fix that. That's a prerequisite for my crew. Like how you have a certain stature for people that you walk around, that's one of my prerequisites. Nobody can have bad credit. If you have bad credit, you got to fix that.
So what's the lowest they can have to be around you?
We got to be in the 700s. Because it's always going to be a move. It's always going to be a move that's going to pop up, and we're going to leverage credit to go make that move happen. I'm not asking you to be rich. I'm not asking you to be a baller. I'm asking you to have a 9-to-5 if that's the only source of income. Don't go on the streets. Don't do none of that mess, right? Just have consistent income, and let's put it towards the credit, because a move, an opportunity, which it always comes, opportunities always arise, right? But we got to be prepared, and the best way to be prepared is to have your credit in order. So go ahead, go to work, hustle with your 9-to-5, get a couple dollars. We're going to put that into your credit. Now you're in the 700s. But when I tell you, there's a trucking company for sale, we need to put together 100,000, you know what I'm saying? So we can go jump on these trucks. You're like, I'm with it. I'm ready. I'm in position. It's all good. It might just be me and Louis. Right. And I hit Louis like, listen, I need 50, bro. And the difference between me asking Louis for 50 from his pocket versus leveraging the credit is a simple, he might hesitate with me for that 50 out of his pocket. Like, damn, that's all I really got right now, bro.
Right.
Sure this gonna work? You know what I'm saying? I can't afford to take an L right now because that's my last 50.
Right.
But if I tell you, bro, we're gonna shoot down the M&T and get this loan for 50,000, you don't even need no financials, you don't need no bank statements, you don't need nothing. All you need is good credit. And we go shoot over the M&T and get that 50, I'm like, let's do this all day.
Right.
What do I have to sign, bro? Like, you know what I'm saying? What do I sign? So it's much easier to raise that capital and put that money together when it's not hard-earned money or money that you've been saving for, you know what I'm saying, for a long time.
So let me ask you this question, right? So if you was putting a plan together yourself, you got a 650 credit score.
Yeah.
Nothing crazy. 650 to 700 credit score, right?
Yeah.
And you want to go to the bank. You want to put it towards your music career.
Sure.
You need 50 to 100 grand. What's the move? Tell me what the play is.
So, for the most part, if you've been building credit for like, let's say 2-3 years and you at that 650, 700, it already tells me one or two things. That means that credit card that you got, it has high utilization.
Right.
Mm-hmm. Meaning you got $1,000 credit limit, but you got damn near $900 spent on the card. Right. You got to bring that down. Right. Once you bring that down, you already going to shoot over into the 700s unless you have like other negatives on your credit, right?
Right.
So we'll do that first. We'll set the plan. Everything in life, you have to have a plan. If you don't plan, then you're planning to fail, right? So
how long does play take? You think? How long does this play take?
This play, truthfully, this is a day. This is a day, depending on where we go. Might be 24 hours, might be a week. You know what I'm saying? But it's not like a lifetime thing.
But you just said bring the credit down. So
you bring the credit down.
We need 50 to 100,000. We bringing the credit down.
Okay,
now.
so we bring. Well, that depends on you, right? That depends on how can you pay that.
I get 500 from my cousin.
Okay,
I owe 900.
You owe 9. All right,
but my limit is 1,200.
All right, let's keep it at 1,000. So for number's sake, right? Just so it makes sense, right? So we want to bring it down. Typically under 20%. I prefer under 10%. Right. So 20%, that's $200 you got to bring it down to. If you really get spicy, bring it under $100.
30 days, right?
30 days is going to update. Well, let's stop there. Each card has a day that it reports to the credit bureaus, right? So when you pay the bill, they're going to take that information and send it to the credit bureaus. The credit bureaus going to take that information, then send it over to Credit Karma or wherever. It might be 2 weeks. But at most, 30 days.
Right.
Depending on when you do it during the month. All right, so we waited for that. Let's say it was the 30 days. We waited 30 days. Your score updated. You back at like the 720, 730s. You looking good. Everything is clean. All right, now we go to the bank. We're going to figure out which bank is giving out. If we're doing it under your personal, which I don't like, but if that's all we had, you didn't have an LLC set up, you didn't have a business set up, we had to do it under the personal, we could go a number of places and go get, $50,000.
But does that does the income come into a place?
Debt to income, right? The DTI is gonna come into play based off of what you owe, right? But at this point, when we go for funding, we don't want to owe anybody, right? You have a car loan, you got a mortgage, that's fine. That's not really gonna stop the flow. But if you
what if you only making $80,000 a year and you got a car note and a house?
Yeah, I mean, you could be making 10 grand a year and still get 50K, bro. You could be making 5 grand a year and still get 100K. It's really banks that's lined up and designed to lend to you without any documents, without any proof that you're making money, without tax returns, without any statements, without any financials. You don't have to make any money at all. For real, if you leverage the credit the proper way, you built the credit. Let's say you took 12 months out and say, I'm going to dedicate this whole year to fixing and building my credit. Mm-hmm. That next year, you'll be eligible for loans, lines of credits, and credit cards.
Right.
From the gate.
Now, what about credit lines? My bro, he be selling his credit line. His credit score amazing.
Yeah.
So he'll add you to his shit, you know what I mean?
Okay, so that's a authorized user. Right. And those help in certain instances, but
my shit went up 40 points from that.
Right. But the only issue with that and why I don't really promote AUs, authorized user trade lines, is because it's manipulating your score. It's fake. It's not you. You know what I'm saying? And now certain banks, majority of these banks nowadays, they look right through that. They'll pierce right through that. So when they pull your credit report and they see, okay, this man has a 750, why does he have a 750? All right, their algorithm is going to calculate, he has a Capital One, he has the Bank of America, but this Navy Federal isn't even his. This is the biggest trade line he has. It's $20,000. It's been up there for 10 years, but this isn't him. So we got to take that off the list. We're only really looking at two cards now. So that AU that you paid for that jumped up your score and everything, the score doesn't matter. Actually, let's be legit about it. The score doesn't matter more so than the data points. If you're somebody that's been building credit for 20 years, if we had one of our parents that been doing it for 20 years and they might have a little high utilization and their credit score is like 690 because of that. No negative items, nothing wrong with it. It's just the fact that, they have a little bit high utilization on a credit card. They can still go get everything we're talking about. Versus somebody who's new to it that's just got a year worth of credit cards, but they went to see Bros Man and got 4 or 5 trade lines. They don't have nothing that's actually theirs. They try to go get some lines of credit from the bank. They're gonna get denied. They're like, yo.
So what is your recommendation?
Recommendation is if you build it from scratch, like you have no credit, you don't have bad credit neither, because it's two different things we're talking about. Right. credit repair versus credit building.
Right.
Right. So if you need to fix derogatory marks, you go see somebody that's fixing credit. Might come see me. We'll fix the credit, but you actually still have to build the credit. You got to go get a credit card and start building credit. Only thing that builds credit is time. Right. Nothing else.
That's a fact.
Nothing else.
So look, artists, I need y'all to tap in. 2 seconds now, I'm going to ask them the same question over again. We're going to start it over from the beginning. Artists, you're a rapper. I'm talking to you, bro. You're a rapper. Word. You need 100 to 150,000. 50 to 100,000. You need to get that from the bank. You starting from scratch. New credit score. We trying to get this in 18 months. Tell me from the rip.
All right. First of all, I got to break it down even more than that, right? Because if you're an artist and you don't have any income, you're in the wrong. You got to have some type of income to feed your dreams. You can't just be saying, I'm a rapper, I'm in the studio all day, this is all I do.
Yeah, just say we got an income. He make 50 grand a year.
Okay, perfect. He got income. This is what I'm talking about. I like stories like this.
He make 50 grand a year.
Like you got the 50, he's doing what he's doing. All right, so you building credit from scratch. You got $50,000. One, there's two directions you could go. We're gonna go first, the most efficient, or actually the longest but most efficient way is to get a bank account, have good banking history with that bank. Something like Chase or Bank of America, right? Those are the tier ones. Chase, Bank of America, Wells Fargo, and Citibank. Those are the four main.
Not Capital One?
Not Capital. That's tier two. Tier one is the major banks.
So I got Chase, four. Capital One, and what's the name? What's the other ones I got? PNC.
Solid. So those are like tier two, tier ones. You good. You in a good place. Right. You got that Chase.
And
that's
Wells
good.
Fargo.
And Wells. That's another tier one. So get a tier one bank account, bank with them, never have your account go under zero. Probably keep it at like your $1,000 should be your new zero. Never go under $1,000. Right. If you're making $50K, that $1,000 should be your new zero. Just keep it in there. Anything you do above it is your business, right? And you do that for like, let's say 6 months, 6 to 12 months. Having good banking history with that bank. You would Chase for 12 months. You go and get the application done with them. They're going to give you $1,000 or more with a credit card, right? This is coming from no credit at all. But it took you 12 months because they had to build a relationship with you. You got to build relationships with banks in order for them to trust you. They don't know you from a can of paint.
So when banks is like people.
Exactly, Louis. That's exactly what it is. You're not going to trust somebody with $1,000 who just walked up to you like, yo, Louis, I got to play. I need $1,000. You're going to be like, who are you? What do I know you from? What are you about to do with this money? But if I ask you, like, bro, you're credible. I know you. I seen what you did out here. Here's $1,000. You wouldn't even hesitate. And that's the same thing the banks do.
Right.
So we did that. We got it 12 months in. Now, you let that new credit card marinate for about 3 to 6 months. You go get another one. Let's say either at the same bank, or you could go and actually go to like Bank of America or somewhere else now, because you have history. They see that you've been doing good with that Chase credit card that you got, and they're okay with giving you another one. Right. So now you're building more credit. We're at 18 months now, right? You said 18 months. That's 18 months now. You got great credit. You give it like another 3-4 months, and you match it with your LLC. Each rapper should already have an LLC.
At least one.
Right? At least one. Right? It could just be, I don't know, Louis J Consulting, Louis J Management, Louis J Marketing. Put something like that together,
right?
And that's gonna grow with age, and that's gonna make you eligible for loans and lines of credit under your business. The age alone, you have to have 24 months in business to be eligible for loans and lines of credit under the business.
So at least 2 years.
At least 2 years. So while we were starting to build that credit, you should have started with your LLC as well. Because when we hit that 18 months, it was only 6 more months before you came across, or you came upon that 24 months to go get that bag.
Now let's dive a little deeper.
Yeah.
Let's tell us the difference between LLCs and S Corp, so on and so forth. Let's go a little deeper.
Yeah. So typically, S Corp, C Corps, that's really a tax designation. I know everybody kind of get it confused, like, oh, I got an S Corp, I got a C Corp. That's more so a tax designation. What you have is an incorporation. It's only LLC or INC. You know what I'm saying? But the S Corp, C Corps have became the INC. That's how everybody kind of, associates their S Corp or C Corp, but it's really just an INC. with a tax designation of an S corp, a tax designation of a C corp, right? But your LLC, the limited liability company, is like the simplest way to start your business, start an entity, right? You can have multiple members. When you get INCs or corporations, that's usually shareholders. You have shareholders in the company now. So it's a little different when you're trying to figure out which direction you're going. For most people, an LLC is sufficient, you know, especially if you're not really making no money yet. You don't really have to start diving into corporations and S corps and C corps and all of that different type of stuff. LLC with an S corp tax designation is the perfect setup because that means
explain it.
You have a limited liability company, but yet you're paying yourself from this business. You're able to pay yourself. You're able to give yourself payroll from this business.
So let's talk about, like we talking about controlling assets.
Yeah.
So when we control our assets, we controlling LLC, S corps. We controlling when you pass away. What is that called? The funds when you pass away.
Your wills.
Your wills,
Okay.
and you also be talking about insurances that you may have,
Sure.
and then buildings that you may own,
Sure.
so on and so forth. How should we go about doing that, us without being the owners, but the controllers of it?
Trust. I know these days we're hearing a lot about trust. Wherever you at, you probably heard it on the internet, people talking about trust. Trust allows us to really, when you talk about asset protection, is a trust in so many ways is like a holding company, right? A holding company is just a company, or overhead company that has companies underneath them that either have real estate attached to them. They have, building leases, mortgage notes, all kind of things that fall underneath a holding company, right? But that's similar to a trust. The reason why people get holding companies is so that if someone is trying to sue you, Louis, for, let's say, your podcast, something happened while they was here at the podcast. If your podcast, your LLC for the podcast is underneath a holding company and they can't find out who the owner is, then there's nobody to blame. There's nobody to sue. That's why people get holding companies. That's the asset protection of it, right? And that's similar to the trust. But now with the trust, the only difference is it's not a holding company, but they still can't see the owners, right? You can control what's going on in the trust. You can have beneficiaries of the trust. You'll be the beneficiary. Let's say you're the beneficiary. Or better yet, your kids are the beneficiary, right? But you design this trust. You're saying, I'm going to leave in this trust. I'm going to put my house under it, right? I'm going to put my cars. I'm going to put my jewelry. I'm going to put everything under it. And you're gonna get bro here to be your trustee. The trustee is going to make sure that everything in your trust is maneuvered the way you want it, the way you designed it, right? So at some point, he's like, all right, let's say you passed away, God forbid. Bro has to step up and say, well, this is what bro told me to do with this trust. This is my duty. As the trustee, the kids can't tap into none of this unless they went to school, they went to college, they got a 3.0 GPA, something like that. If you guys watch Power, this is what Ghost left behind for Tariq.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? He put it in the trust, and basically he left crumbs for Tariq. Whichever direction he went, it was crumbs already lined up. So he was still controlling the living while he was dead. You get what I'm saying? So, and that's the beauty of a trust. What you put in play could live forever. Like if you write some rules for your trust, I mean, generations to come.
I can write it for my grandkids.
Yes. This is how the money stays in the family. You know what I'm saying? Because when you pass and this stuff is not in order, people start scrambling. Oh, I'm taking the chain. I'm taking the car. Now I'm getting the house. Even with a will, the difference between a will and a trust is the will is already written up. You're saying where it's going, right? But the trustee with the trust is actually controlling it still. Like, nah, it's not just about to go to you just because you Louis J's daughter or son. Nah, it don't work like that. You still got to show up. He left instructions for how this whole ship should be ran. You know what I'm saying? So that's the beauty of it. You know what I mean?
And what's your advice for somebody that wants to establish credit for their kids? Like on some early on type, you know what I'm saying?
You could definitely put them under the authorized user trade line like you was mentioning earlier.
Right.
Right. But at some point, they got to start establishing their own credit. So either they go the route that we talked about with the chase for 12 months, get the credit card, or they get a secure credit card. If you have money, this was the other option for the $50,000 payout, right? The guy who's making a $50K for the year and he's trying to build credit, he could go right to Capital One, get a secure card. He could go to Navy Federal, get a secure card. He could go to Discover It, get a secure card. So now he's leveraging his own money. He's putting his own bag up to say, give me a credit card. So from the rip, he ain't have to wait 12 months to get a credit card. Day one, first month, he went out there and said, I'm going to put $2,500 on his Discover card and I'm going to get a credit card. And in 6 to 7 months, they're going to give me my $2,500 back and make it an unsecured credit card.
Right.
You get me? So that's how you build the credit fast track. But not everybody has money to do that. So, you know, if you don't really have money to put up or you can't save that kind of money, then you're going to have good banking relationships so they can approve you.
That's what I did with Capital One. They started me at
That's fire.
and that shit went boop, boop,
Boom, boom, boom.
So
fire.
Tell us what's some of the personal assets that you own and that you got control of.
So for me, I got what we was talking offline. Like I'm doing Airbnbs at a very high rate, right?
Right.
I got things going on in the DR, right? And I started out with vacation homes. That's why I went to the Dominican Republic, because once I got wind of how Airbnb was working, it was like, all right, these are places where either businessmen or families that's going on vacations want to go to. That's how they utilizing these spaces. So I'm like, well, what's better than Dominican Republic? You know what I'm saying?
Right.
People flying in and out of there every day to go on vacation. So I got a unit over there. But in my Airbnb journey, I started there. I went to Miami. I got a unit, you know what I'm saying? And I was getting good money. I'm still getting good money from that. But there's a lot of maintenance that goes into that. There's a lot of in and out. It's a revolving door, right? So I always got to have somebody that's cleaning up, always have somebody make sure the maintenance is right. There's repairs that need to be done or whatever that, you know, would have happened from the last tenant that came in or the last party that came in. So I took it to the next level, which is corporate housing. I'm going after long-term, short-term rentals, you know what I'm saying? People that's coming in from anywhere from 3 to 12 months to stay in these units.
Nurses.
Yes, like travel nurses and stuff like that. Exactly so. You know what I'm saying? And that's hot right now. All the females that's out here in the nursing industry, they going state to state doing travel nursing and they're making a bag. So, you know, we all can share that bag together just off of that alone. So I do that. I got homes like that's all. When it comes to real estate, I don't actually own any properties. Oh, excuse me, I own one. But all of these units I'm talking about, I rent them. So I'll rent one from you, Louis. You got a place for rent, or what you want, $2,500? Take that. Matter of fact, take $2,700. The reason why I'm gonna give you this extra too is because I'm gonna let you know I'm not gonna be staying here, Louis, but this is what I do. I do this as a profession. I'm going to rent your space to multiple people throughout the year. I want you to be okay with that.
I'm gonna make $100,000 out this.
You know what I'm saying?
I paid $27,000.
Right.
$100,000.
Right, you know what I'm saying?
But I want you to be all right with that.
Right. I want you to be all right with that because I know you have issues with what you've heard with Airbnbs. That people come and they break down your properties, but the thing that's different between me and the other people that's doing Airbnbs is I'm getting vetted people by big time corporations. So for one, their background's already been checked. For two, the difference between a tenant that comes into your establishment, Louis, or your home and rents from you in New Jersey is you can't kick them out right away. Right. These people don't want to stay here. They're just actually coming for work purposes and they're leaving, right? You ever had a tenant in New Jersey say I'm not paying you rent no more? It takes damn near a year, especially in the day we living in right now, the time we living in. It's terrible to get it's hard as hell to get people out the crib. So like that arm of real estate, that's what I like to focus on because it's making the money. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But Airbnbs, rental cars, trucks, Turo all day. So we start at Turo and then we pull the cars off the platform and we rent them privately because Turo takes a lot of money from it.
Yeah,
but
they take shit off the top.
They take it from the top. You know it. But it's a great place to start your company because they already have the people. You don't have to do any marketing. You don't have to.
So you steal the people from Turo.
Exactly. You start building them relationships. You know what I'm saying?
So we about to go from this to this, right?
Mm-hmm.
You know, like I was telling you off here.
Yeah.
I do a book bag drive every year.
Yeah.
We doing it this year.
Get 'em, Louis.
27th.
Get him, Louis.
I mean, we need you to donate 10 book bags.
Yeah, it'll be my pleasure.
With 10 supplies with it.
It'll be my
At
pleasure.
McDonald's on Ellis and Springfield Avenue in Irvington.
It'll be my pleasure, man.
Are you?
We got haircuts
Would
this
you
year?
commit? We doing haircuts as well. Would you? Are you committing to that this year?
I'll commit to that if you give me a booth. If you give me my section, I don't want to just donate.
You know what? It's gonna be all with us. We gonna all do it together, right? And then your name's gonna be on the flyer.
That's fine, but that's not what I'm talking about.
We all gonna donate together. I'm saying to you.
Listen, that's fine. I
You need your own space?
I need my space based off of what I want to add to the event. I want the parents that's bringing these children to on the spot run their credit and see what's going on.
Yeah, we might if you could provide your own, because we got a what's the name under there? We got like a tent and stuff like that. You know what I mean? I guess that's for other people. If you wanna, you know what I mean?
I would like a vendor booth, so to speak.
You can come to the
Yeah, we can make it make sense.
We make it make sense for all parties.
Now
involved.
you might have to bring 20 book bags if you're gonna do all that.
That ain't nobody never asked for.
Talk 30. Come on now. Like, you know what I'm saying? Let's leverage it. You know what I'm saying? I'll bring the book bags full whatever y'all want in them.
So look, what we do, I'm gonna talk to her today. This is what we do. We have book bags and credit prepared for the parents.
It's fire, man. It's fire.
At a discounted rate.
Yes.
You would do that discounted rate for the people?
Absolutely.
This for Irvington to know this ain't
absolutely,
you know what I mean?
100%. I'm running them on the spot.
We doing something different up here.
I'm running them on the spot.
Lives,
I'm running them on the spot.
We ain't just helping kids, we helping your parents get rich too.
That's a fact, because it starts in the homes, you know what I'm saying?
Right.
The kids gotta have somebody to look up to, so you know.
You know what I mean? Financial freedom, our only hope.
That's facts, man.
Hey, Prada, you know what I mean? I'd like to thank you for coming up here, bro.
Hey, appreciate you, man.
You know what I mean? Giving us information to us for free.
You know it.
You know what I mean? And just really sharing it and just letting us know who you are and how you help us develop.
Yeah.
Leave any information that you want to leave before we leave out of here.
Listen, man. First of all, I gotta applaud you guys for what y'all doing. To show up, you know what I'm saying? Whether it's on a daily, weekly, monthly basis, just to keep consistent is hard enough. You know what I'm saying? So the fact that y'all keep coming up, keep doing this, keep bringing the communities together is lovely, man. So I applaud y'all for that. And for me, the easiest way to contact me is Instagram. I'm live in the DMs. Louis know. Louis had the number. He hit me that morning. As soon as I did like this, I'm, Louis, hold on. He dropped the number. I called him. I ain't wait like, I'm going to call bro later on. No, bro, what's going on? Morning, what's going on?
Real one.
And we got right to it. And this is how we here today. So if you you try and check in, try and tap in, just go to Prada Jones _ on Instagram and we get active.
Salute. Prada, we appreciate you having it here.
My guy.
Beards and bottles. $10,000 the network.
Yeah. Before y'all go, man. Is my beard good enough for this? Because I'm like, my shit a little
It's looking good. No, it's looking good, man. You did your thing. It's that African.
That's
cat.
You made it.
Yeah.
My boy Presence got some shit. You know what I'm saying?
Get some presents. You know what I mean? Get your beard together.
Get you right,
Hey, yo, Presents. That's one of the sponsors. We gonna start promoting more presents on here.
Yeah, we gonna give y'all a tutorial on how to use the
presents joint, opposed to just doing Bel Air, but presents.
Facts.
With your beard work, we gonna get you right with your beard.
Let's get it.
We appreciate having you, bro. Thank you for coming up. Once again, this Beards
and Vibes.
It's the homie P&B and Louis.
Yeah.